Hi there. It's virtual story time from my house to yours, and it's my pleasure to read to you today. My name is Kristen Sorenson, and I'm on the board of the Desmond-Fish Library, and am eager to share two of my favorite stories with you. The first book that I chose was Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. And it's published by Simon and Schuster. So I'm going to get started reading, and in between what I read, I'm going to show you the picture, and hopefully you'll have no trouble seeing it. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink with the water running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Miss Gibbons let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be carsick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said he wasn't his best friend. I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. Oh dear, that's my dog, Obi. He must think somebody's coming to the door. There were 2 cupcakes in Phil Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had a little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then I started crying because of the mud. Nick said I was a crybaby, and While I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody, no one even answered. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said he couldn't play with his copy. I couldn't play with his copy machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as I could, except for my elbow. He also said, don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't pick him up anymore. It was a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and my Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It's been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. So I think that one is fun. And I think that one's so good to keep in mind when you're having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, that we all have them and they pass, and then there are very good days right after. So that was the first one. And the second book I chose is a book called Katy and the Big Snow. And it's by Virginia Lee Burton, and it's published by Houghton Mifflin Company in Boston, which is where I grew up. There's a lot of snow in Boston. All right, so this one starts like this. Katy was a beautiful red crawler tractor. She was very big and very strong, and she could do a lot of things. Katy had a bulldozer to push dirt around with. Katy also had a snowplow to plow snow with. Katy belonged to the highway department of the city of Geopolis. The highway department repaired the roads in the summer and kept them clear of snow in the winter, so traffic could run in and out and around the city. This is a big map of the city. All summer, Katy worked on the roads with her bulldozer. Katy liked to work. The harder and tougher the job, the better she liked it. Once, when the steamroller fell in the pond, Katy pulled it out. The highway department was very proud of her. They used to say, "Nothing can stop her." When winter came, they put snow plows on the big trucks and changed Katy's bulldozer for her snowplow. But Katy was so big and strong, she had to stay home because there was not enough snow for her to plow. Whoops, I was showing you the words rather than the picture. Then early one morning, it started to drizzle. The drizzle turned into rain. The rain turned into snow. By noon, it was 4 inches deep. The highway department sent out truck plows. By afternoon, the snow was 10 inches deep and still coming down. "Looks like a big snow," they said at the highway department, and sent Katy out. A strong wind came up and drifts began to form. 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 5 feet. The snow reached the first-story windows, the second-story windows, and then it stopped. One by one, the truck snowplows broke down. The roads were blocked. No traffic could move. The schools, the stores, the factories were closed. The railroad station and airport were snowed in. The mail couldn't get through. The police couldn't protect the city. The telephone and power lines were down. There was a break in the water main. The doctor couldn't get his patient to the hospital. The fire department was helpless. Everyone and everything was stopped. But Katy. The city of Geopolis was covered with a thick blanket of snow. Slowly and steadily, Katy started to plow out the city. "Help," called the chief of police. "Help us get out to protect the city." "Sure," said Katy. "Follow me." So Katy plowed out the center of the city. "Help," called the postmaster. "Help us get the mail through." "Sure," said Katy. "Follow me." So Katy plowed down to the railroad station. "Help, help," called the telephone company and the electric company. "The poles are down somewhere in East Geopolis." "Follow me," said Katy. So Katy plowed out the roads of East Geopolis. "Help," called the superintendent of the water department. "There's a break in the water main somewhere in North Geopolis." "Follow me," said Katy. And she plowed out the roads to North Geopolis. "Help, emergency," called the doctor. "Help me get this patient to the hospital way out in West Geopolis." "Sure," said Katy. "Follow me." So Katy plowed out the roads to the hospital. "Help, help, help," cried the fire chief. "There's a 3-alarm fire way out in South Geopolis." "Follow me," said Katy. So Katy plowed out the roads to the fire in South Geopolis. On the way back, a plane signaled for help. The airport was snowed in. Katy was beginning to get a little tired, but she wouldn't stop. Not Katy. She hurried over to the airport and plowed out the runways so the airplane could land safely. Then, after she had found the broken down truck plows, she started home. The fire department had put out the fire. The doctor had saved his patient. The water department had repaired the main. The telephone and electricity were on. The mail could go through, and the police could protect the city, thanks to what Katy did. Here's her work. She plowed all over the city. Katy finished up the side streets so traffic could move in and out and around the city. Then she went home to rest. Then, and only then, did Katy stop. Dun, dun. So that's a good one. And I remember growing up in Boston when there was a snowstorm just like this, and the whole city actually shut down for days until it could get plowed out. Kind of hard to imagine snow when it's summertime, but it comes. That's what's so great about the seasons. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my selections, and I hope that you're all doing well. And I hope tomorrow is going to be a sunny day. So after virtual story hour, you can get outside and enjoy this wonderful summer weather. Take care. Bye-bye.